Is God just an out-of-touch old man? Some of us, when we think of God, we picture a bent-over old man with a long white beard, wearing a beat-up old bathrobe or old sweater, maybe sitting in a chair, holding a cane, a whole bunch of pill bottles around him, a bunch of old newspapers. An old person that can't remember anything in the present, only remembers the good old days in the past. Somebody that is retired, doesn't have a lot of strength, doesn't have a lot of energy, is nearing the end of his life. Is that what you think of when you think of God? I want you to understand the God of the Bible isn't anything like that. He's much, much different than that. God in the Bible is not an out-of-touch old man. God in the Bible is God who is eternal. That means He lives outside of the realm of space and time. He's not one minute older or younger than He's ever been. The psalmist says in Psalm 102, verse 11 and 12, "My days are like a shadow that lengthens, and I wither away like grass." We get old, we fade away. Verse 12, "But you, O Lord, shall endure forever, and the remembrance of your name to all generations." God is eternal. He never has ceased being because He never started being. He has always been. God has always been. He always will be. Because God is not finite, He has no beginning point, He has no ending point. God is eternal. But not only is God eternal, God is changeless. Psalm 102, verse 25 through 27, it says, "Of old you laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you will endure. They will all grow old like a garment, like a cloak. You will change them, and they will be changed. But you are the same, and your years will have no end." God hasn't changed one iota in all of eternity. He's perfect. There's no need to change, no reason to change. God is not 1 second older than He has ever been. He's not one bit weaker than He has ever been. His memory, His mind is as strong as it has ever been. God is eternal. He is changeless. Hebrews says Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. James said in James chapter 1 that God has not one change, not one variable, not one shadow of turning. God is eternal. He is changeless. He's not an out-of-touch old man, and He's definitely not retired. He's not sitting there thinking about the good old days when He did all those miracles in the Old Testament. He's still as strong and active. He's still doing amazing things today. Romans chapter 8 says, we know that God works all things together for good. God is still working. He's still on the job. God's just as active as He has always been. You see, the problem isn't whether or not God's strong and active. The problem is whether we're doing His thing or we're doing our thing. I want you to know you can trust God. You can count on Him. You need to get to know Him. He is an eternal, changeless, active, wonderful, amazing person. Get to know God today.